Hello, and welcome to my flipped classroom using Carnegie Learning. My name is Mr. Frazier, and I am your child's Algebra 1 teacher. And I'm going to present to you a brief little review of what we're going to be doing in class, how we're going to be doing it, a kind of overview of my grading, and kind of a preview of how this year should look for your child in this classroom. All right, we'll start with the learning system that all of Pinellas County is using, and this is the second year that I'm using it. It's called Carnegie Learning. Carnegie Learning is a cooperative classroom with blended instruction. And in the classroom, you should see a lot of interactive between all the kids in the class. It's a noisy environment. It has a tendency of being cooperative groups. They sit in groups of 4. They talk about stuff. We go over material. The book itself is very interactive. It is a workbook looking, but it is their textbook. It says student textbook. And they tear it out section at a time as we go over it, and they keep it in their 3-ring binder. Now they're supposed to have a 1.5 to 2-inch binder in which they'll keep all of the lessons we go over in class. And they will also be able to keep their notes in that same binder. Now their notes are a little bit different because it's an extension of my classroom. A lot of the notes that we take during class will happen in that interactive book that they have. And they'll write additional things in there. They'll answer questions that are insightful. They'll work as a group and answer questions. And I consider that classwork. I will also be doing something called a flipped classroom, where we'll have flipped lessons. Traditionally, in a classroom, the teacher yada 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 talks. Some of your kids sleep. Some of them get distracted. In a flipped classroom, when they come in class, they work. So every day they work. And 2 times a week, I will post a video at the beginning of the week. And their homework would be to take the notes about the lessons we're doing that week and have them prepared for class. I will record these usually the week before, and that gives them the weekend to either watch those notes or watch at least one of them, and then the other one they can watch before we move on to the material towards the middle of the week. Those notes will help facilitate not only the book work that we're doing, the skill practice work that they may work on, or the blended instruction or the computer work that they'll work on. They do have to try and have access to Carnegie outside of the normal day, not because they're supposed to have it, but if they want to work ahead, put in extra time, or say they start falling behind in order for them to catch up. There is an average of a lesson and a half that they're supposed to do. It's called a section, so they should finish at least a section and a half per week. This will give them a weekly Carnegie quiz grade. Okay? My grades are set up so 20% of their grade is combined with the work that they do during the day in the textbook and homework, like the note taking. And 80% of their grade is from tests and quizzes. They'll have a weekly Carnegie quiz grade starting next week. And they'll have approximately anywhere from 3 to 4 tests in a 9-week period. Okay, so these are things that are flexible, but I'm letting you know that most of the time it'll be probably 4 tests every 9 weeks. Remember, we are in a 9-week grading period now, so you only have 2 quarters, and then the end of the semester is at Christmas. When we come back, we start the second semester. Their homework should be nightly. They're either taking video notes or working on the computer-based instruction, or they'll have skill practice work which is out of a separate book. Now, Skill Practice is a workbook, okay? Whereas the Carnegie Learning System is a textbook. Now, how do you know the difference? On the cover, it will say student textbook, and the other one says skills practice book. Other than that, they look very similar. They're almost identical in looking. So the skill practice book is something that they should bring back and forth to school every day, whereas the textbook, they can leave in my classroom. They will have the ability to do an online version of that same textbook. Next week, we will log in and do the whole registration process so that they can get a copy of the online textbook. I also place the same type of copy on my portal webpage. The portal page is something that they will need to have access to or go to quite frequently. And it usually helps parents if they have their student portal password as well, because then it allows them to see the exact same thing that the students see, which is my web page, which is designed to help them log into the Carnegie Learning, troubleshoot things. It gives you my office number as well. Okay, my office number is 489-4489. And their first assignment this week was to have you text me. It is a Google Voice account. It's not my home phone. And I get notifications on my phone all the time. Once I have a substantial number of people calling me, I will create groups so that I can send out max text reminders, like your child has video notes that are due next week, or there's a test coming up. This isn't my only form of communication. I will be putting assignments on the gradebook, and they're pretty detailed so that you can see what assignments are coming up or what assignments are due in the portal aspect as well. So, portal is a big communication device. I will tell you that during the week, 2 days a week, they will be working on the computer in class, which is the very minimum that they should have. Some students may only need the 2 days of work to get the work done that they need. Others may need more time. I'm here after school till 3 on most days. Okay, I'm here after school till 3:15 every day of the week. I get to school at 6:35 every day of the week. Okay, and on Mondays I will be here after school till 6 o'clock. I do what they call ABS. So I am watching other children, but I will be in my classroom, and your child's able to use the computer anytime after school on Mondays up to 6 p.m. Any other day of the week, I'm here till 3:15, and every morning I get here at 6:35. All right. I hope you enjoy the video. You're more than welcome to watch these videos along with your child, or if they have questions, you're allowed to watch it anytime you wish. Hopefully I enlighten you on what's happening in the classroom so you understand that it is still teaching. It's just teaching differently. A lot of these kids, they live in a computer generation, so it's important that they use this interactive computer work to help facilitate their learning. I will tell you that this weekly quiz grade is based on a combination of effort, accuracy, and length of work. So if they finish 2 or 3 units, they're given extra points for finishing more than they're supposed to. If they ask for more hints than the class average, they may lose points. But if they're more accurate than the class average, meaning they make less mistakes, then they get points added back on. It's a kind of complex rubric, but it does allow them it does allow them to kind of move at their own pace. There are many ways they can improve their grade. I give a ton of bonus work. It's usually posted on Portal. I allow them to make up tests. I allow them to replace quiz grades or make up quizzes. They're able to replace quiz grades. They don't retake a quiz, but there are certain activities they can do that will help improve their quiz scores. My design for this class is to make sure that your child has the ability to pass the EOC. Because when it comes down to it, if they do not pass the EOC, they don't get credit for the class for graduation. They might get credit for the class GPA-wise, but they will continue taking that test until they pass it. So the idea is to have them pass it in a normal amount of time. I will tell you that I used this last year, and my passing rate was a 65%. The county average, I believe, was floating between 40 and 50%. So I've bought into this program, and I'm a big proponent of it here at school. If you have any questions or concerns, please remember you can email me or text me. Either one will work. You can even leave me a voicemail. It changes it into writing and saves it so that I can look at it later or look at it after you leave it. I appreciate your time. I look forward to a productive year. And please remember, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Have a wonderful weekend. If you did watch this video, I told your child that they could receive some bonus points. Go ahead and text me that you watched it, or you can email me that you watched it as well through Portal. Either one will work. Thank you for your time again, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.